A calm before the storm, unraveling the economic tensions. As Friday dawns, a brief respite precedes an impending economic whirlwind. Rocky Swift, our European and global markets expert, guides us through the upcoming week's events, which include critical summits, earnings reports, and central bank decisions. The spotlight falls on the US Consumer Price Index, CPI, data for September, a beacon of economic insight amidst the ongoing US government shutdown. CPI, a steady hand in turbulent times. With the Bureau of Labor officials returning from furlough, the US core CPI is expected to remain stable at 3.1%. This reading, though, is unlikely to sway the Federal Reserve's decision to cut rates next week, a move widely anticipated by market participants. APEC CEO Summit, a whirlwind of diplomatic meetings. Next week promises a flurry of activity, with the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, CEO Summit taking center stage. This summit includes a highly anticipated face-to-face meeting between US President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping in South Korea. Markets breathed a sigh of relief upon hearing the news of this meeting, as tensions between these economic superpowers have been escalating. With a November 1st deadline looming for the imposition of an additional 100% US tariff on Chinese imports, this summit could prove pivotal. Trump's Twitter tempest, Canada in the crosshairs. However, as is often the case with Trump, a silver lining is quickly followed by a cloud. In a social media tirade, Trump declared that trade negotiations with Canada, America's northern neighbor, were terminated. This unexpected development adds another layer of complexity to the already tense economic landscape. Market outlook: a steady start, volatile underpinnings. European equity futures point to a steady opening for markets. Oil and gold prices have settled down after a volatile week, while Asian stocks gained on the back of strong earnings from Intel and a positive close on Wall Street. The earnings calendar is relatively light today, but next week promises a deluge, with 5 of the Magnificent Seven set to report their results. Apple and Microsoft are among the heavyweights scheduled to release their earnings. Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi, a new voice on the global stage. Newly elected Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi is expected to make her voice heard later in the session. Her government is reportedly considering a substantial stimulus package, and she is just days away from her first meeting with President Trump. Friday's data showed that Japan's core consumer prices remained above the central bank's 2% target, keeping expectations alive for a near-term interest rate hike ahead of the Bank of Japan's policy meeting next week. Key market influences for Friday. US earnings: Procter & Gamble, HCA Healthcare, General Dynamics. Europe earnings: Saab AB, Sanofi. US data: core CPI for September, S&P Global Flash PMIs for October, University of Michigan final print of October consumer sentiment. Europe data: Britain retail sales for September, France consumer confidence for October. Flash PMIs for Eurozone, France, Germany, and Britain. As we navigate these complex economic waters, one thing is certain: the coming week will be pivotal in shaping global economic narratives. Stay tuned, and feel free to share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Are you optimistic or cautious about the upcoming events?